Child actors grow up in the spotlight, but fame doesn't guarantee a happy ending. Some walked away from Hollywood completely, while others faced struggles, unexpected tragedies, or simply ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time. These are the child stars you didn't know were dead. Tara Korea McMullen's short career was a tragic case of life imitating art. First, she landed a role in the Martin Lawrence comedy Rebound. Then she played Graciela Reyes, a teen gang member trying to turn her life around on Judging Amy. In real life, Tara seemed to be on her own path to success, living independently by age 16 and building a promising future in Hollywood. But behind the scenes, she began spending time with the wrong crowd. Friends said she was involved with an older man, tied to gang activity. Whatever the truth was, it all ended in heartbreak. In October 2005, while standing outside her apartment in Inglewood, California with friends, Tara was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting. She was just 16 years old. Cameron Boyce burst onto the scene in 2008, landing early roles in Mirror and Eagle Eye, followed by appearances on General Hospital. He quickly became a fan favorite, playing Adam Sandler's son in Grown Ups and its sequel, but his biggest fame came from the Disney Channel. He shined in Jessie and starred in the hit Descendants movies, showing off not just acting chops, but serious dance talent. With a bright future ahead, his sudden death at 20 stunned fans everywhere. Boyce suffered from epilepsy, and it was a seizure that occurred while he was sleeping that tragically took his life in 2019. Jonathan Brandis was in front of the camera before he could even walk, starting as a child model at age 2. By 6, he was acting on the soap opera One Life to Live, and by his teens, he was a rising star, with credits like The Neverending Story 2 and Stephen King's It. But it was his role on Sequest DSV that turned him into a full-blown teen idol. As he grew older, though, his career stalled. He reportedly struggled with depression and alcohol because he couldn't get jobs to revive his career. In November 2003, Brandis took his own life at the age of 27 while he was home alone at his apartment in Los Angeles. Ashley Aston Moore found fame as one of the young leads in the 1995 coming-of-age film Now and Then, starring alongside Christina Ricci, Thora Birch, and Gabby Hoffman. The movie was a hit, but unlike her co-stars, Ashley stepped away from acting after only a few more small parts, which included appearances on shows like Strange Luck and Touched by an Angel. As the years passed, she remained largely out of the spotlight, and in December 2007, at just 26 years old, Moore died from an accidental drug overdose in British Columbia, Canada. Best remembered as the charming Zach in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, Christopher Pettier had all the makings of a star. His role as the sweet, skateboarding younger brother in the 1991 teen comedy won him fans everywhere, and he had already been on popular TV shows like Doogie Howser MD and Star Trek The Next Generation. But despite early success, his career didn't continue to climb. By the late 1990s, he was relegated to guest spots on TV shows, which included Judging Amy and Chicago Hope. In April 2000, Pettier died from an accidental drug overdose in Los Angeles at the age of 24. John Paul Stoyer won hearts as Quentin Kelley, the eldest son on the TV sitcom Grace Under Fire. But his time on the show ended abruptly when his parents pulled him from the set in 1996, later alleging inappropriate behavior by co-star Brett Butler. After that, John struggled to find work in Hollywood and eventually left acting altogether. He later moved to Portland, Oregon, where he started a band and began working as a bartender and server. He eventually opened up his own vegan restaurant in 2015, but behind the scenes, he wasn't happy. On New Year's Day 2018, John Paul Stoyer took his own life at the age of 33. Jessica Madison Wright moved to Los Angeles with her family and instantly found work as a child model before becoming an actress. She played uppity beauty contestants on Grace Under Fire and The Nanny, before starring in the film Shiloh with her sister. But her promising career was cut short due to a serious heart problem. After bouts with pneumonia revealed she had restrictive cardiomyopathy, she underwent a heart transplant in 2000. By 2006, Wright was living in Kentucky and had just gotten married. Just one day after returning from her honeymoon in Hawaii, she had a heart attack and died at the age of 21. Houston Tumlin made his mark as a child actor in the 2006 comedy Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, where he played Walker, the foul-mouthed but hilarious son of Will Ferrell's character. It was his only acting role, but his performance left a lasting impression on fans. After stepping away from Hollywood, Houston joined the U.S. Army and served with the 101st Airborne Division from 2014 to 2019. He seemed to be moving forward in life, but privately he was struggling with PTSD and depression. In March 2021, Houston took his own life at his home in Alabama. He was 28 years old. Kevin Clark became an overnight sensation when he starred as Freddie Jones, the rebellious drummer in School of Rock, alongside Jack Black. Although he didn't continue acting, Kevin kept his passion for music alive, performing in bands around the Chicago area. He was beloved in his local music scene and remembered for his humor and talent. In May 2021, tragedy struck when Kevin was hit and killed by a car while biking early in the morning. Clark was 32 years old. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and please consider subscribing and sharing Recollection Road Entertainment with someone you know. As always, thank you so much for watching.